How would you describe yourself to someone who didn't know you?
Um, I love. I want to be real and authentic, and I'm vulnerable, transparent. Um, there's a goofy side of me. When the kids were really young, I used to put my underwear in my head and run around the house naked and call them naked man, naked man. And then the kids got a little older and I couldn't do that anymore. But like the kids miss naked man. Like they used to love it. They'd be watching a movie and I just like streak, like fun. Then my wife said I probably better stop doing that. And my daughter's 10. She probably don't figure her out. But I'm goofy. There's a side of me that's got, a little wit. And I need more of that guy.
Yeah.
In our business, you get in this world where people are reading your stuff. Now you're writing a blog and millions of people are reading your stuff and you feel more responsible and you have to be a little more mature and you can't be as more goofy. But I got a men's forum group and I got a small group of friends. There's I don't have a lot of noodles in my strainer anymore. It's just a handful of people that I could totally be myself with. And I love those guys.
Yeah.
And I love those girls because I could totally be myself and I'm goofy, funny, and prankster. And that's the side of me that I miss. We all take ourselves a little too seriously. And I'm probably guilty of that sometimes.
Mm. You spoke earlier about working with young people, and for a long time now, you've been doing the Global Youth Leadership Academy.
Yeah.
Tell us about that.
Yeah. Well, I remember when I was in high school and I went to my first leadership camp when I was 15, and it changed my life. I didn't get my value from my grades or AP classes or SAT scores or ATC scores or all these schools accepted. That's not where I got my value. I got it outside the classroom. And I think a lot of high school kids are going through that. Maybe they have the grades, but they don't get their value at home, or maybe they get their value in the athletic field. But high school kids are just trying to find out who they are.
Yeah.
And so when I left Up With People, I wanted to start my own movement. So I started the National Leadership Academy 23 years ago. And it's still going on. It's basically a youth program where we have hundreds of high school kids that come to Denver for 5 days and they learn about love and servant leadership. And we have, half of them are Black, half of them are white, Jews, Christians, public school kids, private school kids. And by the end of it, 23 years later, we did every June. By the end of it, that Sunday when you pick them up, you got to peel these kids off each other. And then 20 years ago, we started the Global Youth Leadership Academy, take 40 kids to Europe every year. We just took 40 kids to Greece last month, not 2 months ago. And it's the best thing I've ever done, Matthew, because when you coach, you speak, or you write, you're having change. But when you're doing the Global Youth Leadership Academy, you get 40 high school kids that are every color skin, every religion, every background. Half our kids are full scholarship kids.
Yes.
Inner city kids that never been on an airplane before.
Yeah.
And they come together with kids like our kids and drop them off on Monday. And then the following Monday, when they fly home, they're like different. Like you actually see change. And then get phone calls from parents like, what the hell? What happened over there? My kid's like doing the dishes and asking me questions and thanking me for all the hard work it was being being a mother. And like, what are you doing? And I love that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And it's just powerful. So one day I won't write books or speak. I will always work with high school kids. They're the future. And you get a high school kid fired up about making a difference in the world.
Yeah.
And loving all people. I mean, I'm a Catholic, love my faith, but my God, my Jesus wants me to love all people, every color skin, every religion, every sexual orientation, everybody. And not just to say you love them, but actually invite them to your table, invite them into your lives and actually befriend them. That is what God wants. Not you're going to heaven, you're not, or I'm a Christian, you're not. Like, no, we are called to love and serve all people. Even though I don't say that because NLA and GYLA are it's a non-Christian. But they feel it.
Yeah.
And by the end of at GYLA, I'll show you videos or pictures. These guys are loving each other, hugging each other. Inner city kids never met an outer city kid. And you teach them that. They have the rest of your life to go out there and become ambassadors of love. It's pretty cool.
Now, in Greece this year, your daughter was there for the first time, yeah?
This was crazy, Matthew.
What was that like?
Oh, first of all, it was amazing because my daughter, Caroline, is a pretty amazing person. And I think she struggled in her 17 years because she's got this older brother, Anthony, who is literally King Kong, ripped, strong, captain of the hockey team, goes to West Point. He's a sharp guy. And looking at that. Then you got Tate, who is, one of the best 14-year-old hockey players in the country and got an incredible gift. And so she sees that her brothers have this hockey and what's her thing? But she sings, she dances, she's got great grades. She's in the school musical, she's got the lead, all that. But she loves Jesus. I mean, she's just got this, she goes to Bible camp and just loves her faith. She's amazing. But she's hard on me. I got 2 boys, easy peasy. Daughter, one day on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, you knock on the door. Come on in, Daddy. How's my day? Thursdays and Fridays, walking. Get out! I mean, and you just don't know what day of the week you are, and that's just hormones and being a dad of a 16-year-old, a 17-year-old. But she knew about GYLA, and she heard me talk about it. But I've made a very conscious decision that when I come home, I'm just Tommy. I'm Dad. I'm not Tommy Spaulding. I don't think my kids have read my book. I don't ever talk about my blogs or what I do. I just kind of park my car, come in, and I just be a dad. She went to the program. And at the end of the week, she saw the impact. I mean, the crowd, just the power. And she walked up to me and she said, "You're a great dad. You changed a lot of lives. You're changing a lot of lives. And you changed mine this week." That was pretty special. And this GYLA was so cool because I had my daughter and then my daughter's best friend, Quinn. Remember Up With People?
Yep.
My student year, when I was 17, I traveled all over the world with 120, amazing kids. That's my cast year. You never forget that. That's like the 1980s, 1977 Yankees, that team, make your friends forever. Well, those 120 people I still keep in touch with. 5 of those castmates had their kids in that program.
Wow.
Not 1, 5. Then my high school best friend, Corey Torr, his son. My college best friend, Gary Dudley, his daughter. I mean, my best friend my whole life, Andy Newland, right? His daughter, right? It was just like the greatest hits of people. And then these inner city kids in Memphis and Salt Lake and just everywhere. It was just the most amazing thing. Best group I've ever had. And it was just life-changing.
How do you decide who gets a scholarship?
Well, we're a small organization, so I just go to my friends in Memphis and friends, in cities and say, partner with the church, partner with Boys and Girls Club, and they'll help identify the right person, and then that person funds it. But we have a great partnership at Boys and Girls Club. There's 6,000, 8,000 kids in Boys and Girls Club, and we say, who's the Boys and Girls Club Kid of the Year? The kid that's going to college, the kid that has all the smarts and the hearts, but just doesn't have the funds and the parental support, and we give them that scholarship.
Okay.
So these kids are kids. They all want to learn and grow, but some are rich or some are poor. I mean, my National Leadership Academy, every year we have kids that get dropped off on their parents' plane, and then we have kids that we literally go to the rescue mission, to the homeless shelter, and pick up the other high school kids. That's what's so beautiful about it. You bring rich and poor, gay and straight, Jews, Christian, Muslim, and you bring them together and you do community service and you speak from your heart. You bring these speakers and zip lining and trust building. And they just realize that tears are the same color. Blood's the same color.
Yeah.
We're all human. We're all under one God. And we charge them up to be, soldiers. I'm building an army, Matthew.
Yeah.
Of soldiers that want to love and serve all people.
Mm.
We got enough divisiveness in our world. We need more soldiers of love. That's my calling.